to rely being able to hide engage on will the lead as well. If it happens the same as in game 1 where they fall behind, they won't have that vision to get the engages. Nidalee is a jungler who doesn't build side stones, so she won't really add in anything right there. And she doesn't really fit in with hard engage compositions because she wants to sit back and poke, not jump into the back line with the likes of Alessandra and Annie.
Yeah, I like the Aluka pickup. We did see him grab the Hecarim into Maokai against the GE Tigers, and he actually looked like he was doing quite well in that matchup overall, and he did find some good ultimates at the end. But I agree. I think that perhaps a Nami would have been a better support choice here. But, you know, with Lustboy's exceptional performance on that champion in game 1, I suppose it is kind of justified. But the speed that we're going to see from WE with all of the Sivarold coming in is going to make it really difficult to pull the same kind of tricks.
And it's going to be so tough because late game you're going to have a QSS, maybe a Mikhails from the Janna, you're going to have spell sheet from the Sivir, and of course the ulti as well from a Janna to really avoid your backline dying. And that's going to make it nearly impossible for Bjergsen to find a target that doesn't have a cleanse or a way of basically avoiding his ulti. We're going to have to see how Team Solomid wants to play it, at least for now. They do spot the 2-on-2 in the bottom lane with this deep ward they've placed for some level 1 information, and Wild Turtle's already gone all the way to the top side.
Yeah, so they will see that the support in the bottom side. No little recall tricks there or anything like that. Instead, WE just giving them the information they need. And Annie on the bottom side, this looks like a quick gank, possibly.
I do like this though, lane swapping on a Hecarim. We know he's a 24th champion there who needs to hit his spike if he wants to really be the big carry. But we also know Aluka, he likes to go home guard early with Phage, and then he builds tanks from there. So even if he gets denied, he will still be somewhat tanky for these mid to late game team fights, not just blindly rushing and Trinity Force for him at least. But I like the lane swap here from Team Solomid. They get a blue buff as well on the weak side of the map because there's no invade from World Elite and a quick gank in the mid lane.
Well, here we go. Got the speed boost from the Orb of Deception, though. So can they pull it up? Yisa is there.
This could be a little bit dangerous for them. There was no stun up there for Lustboy, but there is now, and that will force a flash from UJ. Probably better safer than sorry in that position.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the safer move right there. Lustboy did, in fact, use this lane swap to try and get Bjergsen ahead on this Lissandra. And Luka there, a bit of harass from Wild Turtle into the top side. Meanwhile, Dyrus getting a lot of farm down here is eventually chased off as Yitza returns to lane.
And up in the top lane here, the wave is pushing down towards the Luka on this Hecarim, but he's been forced back already. We're gonna have to see if Team Solomid wants to go and dive him early on this Hecarim. Normally it's gonna be 4 guys doing it though, and as Dyrus has already shown himself in the bottom lane, it makes it a little bit more risky. But you don't want him to freely come up here and pick up all this farm once it gets pushed in from Team Solomid. Spirit, as always, around the dragon. If he sees too many guys, you can see how Santorin is moving on the minimap. He's on the top side. If Aluka shows himself, he might go in and try and simply force him away from the tower and the entire wave because you just want to deny that gold from the Hecarim.
Yeah, really ward into try and beyond though for Aluka, so he's going to have a lot of knowledge. Still going to get hit by that spear and pushed out.
Wow, nice stuff here from Santorin. It's going to take Aluka low. Obviously, no finisher from that one. Wild Turtle did actually push down and try something as well, but now Dyrus has just TP'd into that bottom lane. He's managed to clear out the wave though, and even Mystic taking a turret shot there, so shouldn't be too much danger for him.
And that was just perfect from Team Solomid here. They didn't have to try and risk it with the dive. They could just force Aluka away. He lost the entire wave, and Dyrus managed to get level 3 in the bottom lane. That makes it a lot harder to dive him. He has a Ruby Crystal, so he's safe to sit and farm in the lane. No risk of being killed by the likes of Spirit, while Aluka has already been set pretty far behind up here in this top side. So I really like the way Team Solomid played the lane swap early.
Yeah, we do see Spirit hesitating in the base there for a moment, waiting to pick up some more items. And now, and only now, heading into lane. So he, you know, it's an interesting choice, him not trying to prioritize pushing Dyrus off at the bottom. One, Dyrus was able to TP and then instantly clear that wave without any kind of pressure. So
Lustboy has actually been spotted. That could actually work out a little bit dangerous for them. See if they try and go for Lustboy, but look at this, Santorin's moving over as well. Spirit is still there ready and waiting. That's that Raptor buff, they'll clear out the vision. Aluka gonna come back around. Spear actually did land onto him.
He's baiting it, simply baiting it. Notice how he's not running away instantly. Oh, was spotted there, Spirit. Spear sent his way, so Team Solomid not falling for the trap here, not going for any dives on Aluka and then risking being counter-ganked by both Janna and Jarvan.
Yeah, They will get some more damage down on the tower, however. And that's Lustboy getting knocked up a little bit. Some damage going down onto him.
But dangerous here. Luca comes around though. They managed to turn it on his head. Lustboy has even survived that one. And that will be first blood going over to Santorin. Very close though.
And this play here from World Elite is coming way too late. If you want to defend your top tower, if you want to allow your Hecarim to farm, you got to move your support up there a lot earlier so he wasn't forced away just by Santorin showing earlier back in level 3, level 4. Meanwhile, Darius is now just being put in a one-on-one situation where he can pick up all the farm he needs. You saw how Team Solo made as well here, allowed the entire wave to die on the tower before they killed it. So it's not even going to push down towards the Hecarim. This is a very tricky situation for World Elite now. And this little play, it was a smart enough trap, but it just came in way too late if they wanted to save the tower and give some farm to Aluka.
And you can see that farm differential absolutely enormous right now between Aluka and Dyrus. They wanted to make that play, they couldn't get it done. And honestly, if you engage that late in that situation, Aluka in trouble. He's 2 levels down on Santorin right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, well, that's why it's Fighting Spirit actually coming up the river there. Santorin now able to just pounce away to safety.
And if we look at that delayed engagement, even if Lustboy had died to Aluka's Ignite, they're still going to respond with the turret anyway. Yep. Worst case scenario is or best case scenario is you trade 1 for 1 and then lose your tower. So at that point, you have to change the plan. You have to say, we're going to go ahead and hold on to the turret at that point. We're not going to try and all in a very risky situation.
Or you send Spirit down to the bottom lane and you just fast push that tower, simply try and force Dyrus away, because you know that Team Solo Mid will get the top tower. You reacted way too late and simply get punished for it. Massive difference from the top laners now. Early tower, that means a BF sword also for Wild Turtle here. So he's looking to play very aggressive in the lane, especially once Lustboy gets a few levels under his belt. Obviously these 2 supports have been falling behind a little bit due to some roaming around, placing a few deep wards, and obviously the early gank in the mid lane from Lustboy as well. And they're setting up a trap here.
Oh, there is the stun. It's going to go on to Mystic. They know that he used his spell shield a little bit earlier on. Actually, it was the Janna spell shield that he had on him. So Mystic taking half of his health bar down. And that may mean a bit more pressure. In fact, it will mean a call-in coming out here from Wild Turtle. UJ will block it all, but there's the dive in. Wild Turtle almost taking UJ down. But here comes Spirit. He will try and loop around here onto Wild Turtle, who uses that summoner heal. He's got a flash. I think he might have to use it. Actually, maybe not. That's a good... Oh, last second he had to use it. I was going to say a good stun from Lustboy onto Spirit to stop him chasing on through. Meanwhile, Santorin is pressuring around the blue buff.
Yes, the different focus here from the 2 teams. Santorin, he went to the top lane to try and deny Aluka even more farm, and that's why Spirit could at least try to gank in the bottom side. They spotted him, went straight in here. Aluka is still sitting on only 16 CS. A massive wave is coming down towards his tower, but notice Santorin on the minimap, he keeps staying around this lane, which basically means they can dive this Hecarim. If he shows up, he's only level 4 at this point, he gets denied even more now.
Wow, that is just an absolutely crazy differential. And, you know, WE trying for these more aggressive choices in this game, but the problem with that in a lane swap scenario is that if you fail them, you fall so incredibly far behind. It's almost always better to take that lower risk scenario, go ahead, just push the opposite tower, try and contest cross-map objectives and see what you can do. Meanwhile, maybe a dive coming into the mid lane.
Good use of the ultimate there from GA, but that means once he does get locked down, there's no escaping this one for him. There's the diving from Dyrus, and it's Bjergsen that will get the first kill between those mid laners.
World Elite has simply tried to be the proactive team despite being a step behind Team Solo Mid after failing the lane swap early on. This cost them even more now with Spirit showing in the bottom lane beforehand, Aluka losing more farm. Now the mid lane dive, you have already controlled one of the lanes, you can move right through the jungle and just set up an easy kill here. Bjergsen is extremely far ahead on Lissandra. Dyrus is so far ahead on Maokai, and Wild Turtle and Lustboy, they just keep trying to trade in the bottom lane.
And why not? It's working out nicely for them. Lustboy getting a little bit low there, but is he going to come in? Tibber's not quite available for him as TSM will take their 2nd tower of the game, shutting down that middle outer turret.
I would prefer if they didn't trade in the bottom lane here, because you're winning the 2 soul lanes so hard already, and this is the only even matchup at this point. There's no reason to risk dying to Mystic on this Sivir. Just honestly sit and farm, wait for the quick move to come around from your mid laner anyway, because you're just taking that tower. You know Santorin and Bjergsen is going to go back there, place a few deep wards, and just walk straight down, behind Will the lead in this bottom lane and force a 4-man push that's going to give you the tower anyway.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. I think that is a bit of an overreach, especially when they also have that nice freeze heading up into the top side. They could also, you know, try and make a play up there onto a Luka. Possibly he doesn't have any of those movement summoners. And with that Maokai and the hard CC, you have a lot of threat right there. Not to mention, they've got the deep pink ward. So Luka in a very dangerous situation at the moment without very much vision at all. But it's not going to be capitalized on, at least instantaneously, by TSM.
I almost feel sorry for him because he's been sacrificed by his team here.
Yep.
Not his fault. He did the only thing he could do. He walked up to the lane, saw there was a dive coming, backed away from the tower, and he's been doing that over and over, but there was just zero help, or when the help arrived, it was way too late, and just a wrong call by Will.
Yeah, it was the Hail Mary right there,
basically,
instead of trying for the safer play. And there we go, she is going to get found and eliminated.
Yeah, Bjergsen following straight through. Spirit is there. He just started off his red buff and was like, oh guys, what's happening here? Wild Turtle's actually recalling on that bottom side, so not pushing through onto that tower.
Had every chance to get at least some turret damage down there after Mystic went to try and respond to this deep invade. Santorin and Lustboy setting up, trying to prey on Spirit. No vision in that brush, however. Well, now there is.
Oh, Santorin's going to dive in
got
there.
it as well. They're getting
Slides it
everything
away and says, thank you very much, Spirit. I'll take that.
We just talked about how Bjergsen and Santorin is going to return to the mid lane, push it out, and just walk into the jungle of Will the lead. They do exactly that. They get another kill. They put pressure on the bottom lane, force them to back away. Might even get one on Spirit. Why not?
Well, Spear, kind of easy to land when someone's recalling right on top of your ward, but credit nonetheless. Santorin here, 2-0-1. 2-0-0 for Bjergsen as well, as Turtle realizes, okay, I'm alone in this bottom lane. Not for long, though, because Lustboy is headed down there, and he's forced them right back onto that tower. I'm surprised they've not gone for Dragon yet on that bottom side.
Actually, just been able to get kills.
Yeah, they've been able to get the kills and take the other objectives. There's no real need to go for the Dragon at this stage when you continue to snowball your game harder early by taking towers down. And that's what they've been doing. Just the gold that you can get from these kills and dragons is definitely more worth it at this stage in the game. And honestly, TSM has done such a great job of snowballing the lane swap advantage they get out. And you rarely see teams give up lane swap advantages like this anymore because teams should know how to play this situation. And WE just absolutely bungled it. And that means that pretty much Dyrus probably isn't going to die this game. Righteous Glory, of course, a great item just to continue to create picks, continue to get kills and close it. So I think it's great what TSM is doing, but it hasn't been much competition for Spirit.
And that's a face check, and that will be a flash over the top. Will he be finished off? He will. Lustboy uses Ignite to do that, and there is a Luka, and there is the speed up from Dyrus. Actually, I think he could have possibly just gone straight in for that one. Either way, UJ is going to be separated here on that bottom side. Mystic will actually ulti to try and force Wild Turtle away. Maybe get an escape with that as well. Wild Turtle is going to go and throw out the culling. Will it be enough damage? There is Bjergsen. They get that kill. UJ somehow did escape on that bottom side thanks to, I guess, the turret that he went straight underneath. The wave not pushing quite quick enough, but this is a tower and a kill for TSM again.
We've all been there in the solo queue. You're sitting in the bottom lane, your two side lanes, the solo lanes are losing, and now Bjergsen wants another kill.
Wow, that was pretty impressive stuff there. He actually got charmed anyway, and he's going to get the kill. There is Spirit diving in. Santorin is probably going to get sacrificed, but they should be able to pick up Spirit as well. It's another one for Bjergsen. It might be a double for Bjergsen. No, not quite in range for that one. Almost the triple.
But again, yeah, as a bottom lane, you know this is gonna happen because you've lost your soul lanes. You know Team Solo has taken over your jungle. It's just a matter of time before they move down to this bottom lane, the last outer turret, and simply just dive onto you. Nothing they could do here. That outer turret is gone. More kills for Team Solomid. This is completely snowballing out of control. And we talked about Santorin so much beforehand. We mentioned how early on he's normally not that aggressive. In this game, he's made all the right moves in the early game. He was there to prevent the farm on the Luka. He's been invading into the jungle. He's been getting the kills.
And he's
full credit to him.
He's been sieging the towers as well.
Everything.
Using, getting that up to attack speed to take him down even faster. He has absolutely been in the right places. So very good display on this Nidalee. And there's there's pretty much nothing WE can do right now. This game is over.
The comms are not going to matter anything at this point when you're this far behind from just
at
too many mistakes. Too many mistakes early on.
8,000 gold at 15 minutes into this game.
I mean,
This looks a little more like the group stage matchup that we saw between TSM and WE. One-sided affair there. TSM seem to have really found their groove as Aluka again will be pressured by a tree that's 2 levels above him overall. Probably not the matchup that he's looking to ever come out on top of, albeit not with masses of damage there from Dyrus. See, the Bjergsen's just actually spotted someone there inside of the brush, and well, he spotted 3 without really knowing it. Uses his ultimate defensively. That's a good flash into Charm and a good shutdown. They may even get Lustboy here as well. That will be the second kill. It's Spirit that will be finished off though to make it 2 for 1. Here comes Dyrus from the side. UJ gonna be slowed down completely. He should be chased by both Santorin and by Dyrus. We'll use a Monsoon, but that won't mean anything, and that is a 3
Con los Becker Bordisco, qué asco.
of TSM again. They even turned that one around.
Well, they're so far advanced. They also had TP advantage. It was a desperation play there by WE. They didn't also have the burst set up to immediately kill Bjergsen right there, so it's basically all they can do is the answer. They predicted that TSM would be trying to clear out some vision over that dragon and take it safely. Bjergsen walked up to it, used his sweeper, but couldn't see anybody inside the brush, and so did take a lot of damage right there, but TSM just gets more out of it in the end anyway, and without teleport, that does cause these problems to result, turning it back into a 4v4 nearly instantly.
There's a red buff for Spirit. For what it's worth at this stage, Dyrus headed down bottom as well. 126 to 90 CS. There's a 30 CS lead in that mid lane as well. You can see Dyrus feeling looking so much more confident this time around, and obviously easy to see why when you've had such a brilliant start. Meanwhile, Lustboy will be charging down towards that bottom lane. Dyrus already pushing up though, and you just can't kill this Maokai. You've got to put in 3 people. That's what they're trying to do here, and Dyrus doing the right thing of checking that brush where he's got no vision. In fact, Santorin will join Dyrus and Lustboy, but you already see the recalls coming out from WE. Only Mystic has really stuck around for this one, but he will spell shield away the CC.
Team Solomid should just decide on 2 lanes they decide to push down. They don't need to split up in 1-3-1 here. Keep Bjergsen with the likes of Wild Turtle, with Santorin, and let them roam together. Just push the mid lane, take the bottom lane as well. Walk into the jungle of Will Lead. You've done it time and time again. Take control of it, ward it up, and then you can just move so fast between these 2 towers here of Will Lead, because you can move straight through the jungle, and they can never walk in there, because there's similar risk of face checking the likes of Alessandro and Annie, and then you die.
That jungle is pretty much TSM's at this stage of things. There's a pink ward going to be cleared out as well. Not exactly WE in a position to be affording so many pink wards that get instantly cleared out, but they have to try and wrestle some control back of their own jungle, and this could be the attempt that they're looking for. Spirit will go in with Aluka, but look at the turnaround from Santorin. Dyrus will get one. Bjergsen now joins the fight, but the Monsoon from UJ will cause them problems. Meanwhile, Turtle completely taking out Shia of that fight, and it leaves just Aluka trying to trot away from that one, and there are 3 men chasing him in. Once Dyrus gets the callbacks down, they pick themselves up the ace.
It's the only thing WE can do is to try and get some kills before the full vision stranglehold comes in from TSM. They found a couple of picks, but they always lose more, and with Turtle still alive, they will be able to use that attack speed bonus from the Nidalee heal just to take down these towers very quickly. I mean, this is just a tremendous advantage. WE having a very rough day.
I think that's safe to say. So they go for the engage. They have to try honestly. They get a good pick first of all.
¿Qué hace? Se está suicidando, ¿no?
That's why we want them to go for just 2 lanes, because you can quickly collapse in the
No,
jungle.
W.
Cleaning up a few kills for himself. Bjergsen is extremely strong, and they're just so far ahead. And it's absolutely fantastic to see a team really snowball an early advantage and not give anything to World Elite. You take every tower, you take all the dragons, and you keep getting more and more kills, so there's nothing they can do to come back. It's really well played by Team Solomid.
38,000 to 26. A massive, massive lead. Rod of Ages for Santorin, and see him there catching Aluka out inside of the jungle. Won't be able to bully him back. Another free blue buff, basically, for Bjergsen to get a hold of. They have 4 men up by that Baron. They really don't need that Baron at this stage. And WE are trying once again to set up something, some kind of pick kills. They got 1 in that last fight, but got aced for their pleasure. TSM not going to fall for it.
I mean, you're going to try and go for this
This is a bit risky though. I don't feel like you need this Baron, but obviously Team Solomid want to try and force a fight, and they should be able to get it unless Spirit can maybe go for the steal, or he can die.
Well, it looks more like he's going to die, but there is Chia coming from the side. Bjergsen will use an early Zhonya's to get away from that one.
Y creo que no deberían haber hecho varón, no necesitan.
Only for so long, they do manage to pick up Lost Boy. Santorin will, oh
¿Lo
no,
ves?
he's not gone down. He's managed to stay alive there. Will heal himself. They pick up another one, and that is a 3 for 2. TSM, what's the plan from here? Pushing down the mid lane seems to be the way to go. See Sivir full HP, so Mystic shouldn't have too many issues of actually getting away from this one. TSM not going to chase.
And at the end, they actually can't take an objective off of that. You can just maintain the pressure. There's no need, really. Dyrus is just so tanky at this point with a Frozen Heart. He can actually just tank a turret in between waves, potentially, while they're sieging, and just get Wild Turtle the autos he needs. Because if they walk forward to try and auto Dyrus, they're going to get Lissandra ulted. They're going to get Annie ulted. They have the perfect scenario to siege these towers without the Baron. And instead, they go for the risky play. I mean, it's just going to delay the game a little bit. It doesn't actually change the outcome, but...
Just a small warning for Team Solomid. They probably shouldn't do it again for now. Still a little bit early in the game, and it gives that risk of the Baron being stolen, or maybe you get caught by a 5-man Hecarim multi inside the Baron pit itself. Now, Dragon is spawning 20 seconds. World Elite should not be trying to fight for this one. Go back to your own base here. Hope, honestly, that Team Solomid maybe go for a risky dive, or maybe you can catch them off if you set up a trap in your own jungle. That's your objective here, not fighting around the dragon itself.
TSM actually pushing in. Santorin throws no spear. Thought he might be looking for that red, but had no actual vision on top of it. Meanwhile, that bottom wave has been pushed out completely. The only lane that still has an inner turret remaining, but they're going to back away, secure themselves another dragon.
And there's no teleport for Luca now, so you can see Dyrus has built up a massive wave here. Team Solomid just keep pushing that with him. They can very easily go to the bottom lane now and have a potential 5 versus 4, but it seems they want to reset the whole thing again. While they're going back, let's see what he's buying. Just a longsword for himself, so they allow Luca to push out this wave again, and they seem to be going back towards the Baron.
They really don't
have
need
to.
This. The best strategy in this situation is not to let your ward line slip in the enemy jungle and just start sieging, because you have every edge in this game in terms of the composition, and there's pretty much no way they can safely engage on you.
Just use the teleport advantage as well. I mean, Dyrus will even be able to push up and get some damage on a tower before he potentially need to teleport down in a 5 versus 4. If Luca ever leaves that lane, well, the tower obviously will take that minion damage and from Dyrus itself. So I feel like Team Solomid at the moment is making it harder for themselves compared to what it have to be. And they should just go 4-man together, let Dyrus split push, take the last outer turret. You got your Nidalee heal, even a Ghost Blade on Lucian that can be popped over.
Luca could be pushed a little far up that lane, get him down to half. That means that they force them back, although there is no inner turret to be had in that top lane anyway. Dyrus may just finish off the last standing inner turret that World Elite have on the map, and then they're going to be confined to the base. But TSM, with that damage onto a Luca, have decided, okay, now is the safe time to back away, get ourselves a free dragon. Dyrus is still down bottom. Is he going to finish that tower? The minions will do the job for him. And look at that. Baron picked up in the nick of time. No real danger in that one. World Elite coming nowhere near them. In fact, they're in the mid lane trying to push that turret down. That's a nice use of the speed up, but they will get them away for now. Dyrus is still at the back of this dragon pit. Who are they going to go for? That was smart from Dyrus, keeping Xia away from that one. Bjergsen will come in. These Zhonyas will be used for Xia, but that will only delay the inevitable for him. And Bjergsen picks up the killing spree.
Madre mía.
8-5. Is Lissandra this game and last game
Surrender.
pretty damn on point.
Well, that's why we often see it as a ban targeted at him. And certainly, with his champion pool, though, and it really wasn't that won this game either. Bjergsen's been playing great. He did have a good LeBlanc game in the end, too, in the first one. But that's not really the main contributing factor here. It's that massive Maokai that Dyrus has managed to develop in the top side.
Yeah, it's team play, it's teamwork. It was a great lane swap executed perfectly from Team Solo Mid. That's why they got so far ahead and could start making these plays here, because it was also Dyrus who went from the top lane and dove onto the Abre in the mid lane that secured the tower. Another kill, obviously. So just been great teamwork all around from Team Solo Mid here. And obviously the carries getting a lot of the kills is great for them as well. Now Baron buff, running 5 men together. Just gonna start pushing in. You have so much damage on these towers and so little will the lead can do to stop you.
Walker needs to recall, and you see there the spears from Santorin. But he's added a void staff in there now as well, so the poke is definitely real on that front, and there is Dyrus just gonna walk on in. They don't even need those minions at this point with how tanky Dyrus is, and that one will go down. He will take a couple more seconds, but not really a problem for them. It's because Wild Turtle wasn't with the team. He was in that mid lane where they'll take down another inhibitor turret and probably push through for an inhibitor itself. And spread between the top one and that middle one. WE looking to try and get involved. They're going to go for Wild Turtle. They'll actually get him low, but he will flash away from that. Santorin picks up the rampage.
GG.
Mystic and Spirit both low on the backside as well. Mystic will drop here finally, and that's 4 men down almost instantly as they try for one last engage. The stun comes in. UJ will be popped. And that is the 8th for Team Solo Mid. And with 20 seconds left on the clock, they are going to push straight through. There's the surrender. Team Solo Mid and the Extreme Masters World Champions.
And a great performance from TSM. They fell behind in game 1, but when they turned it around through that superior team play and finding the picks, they did not relent after that. This series was all TSMs in games 2 and 3. And just picking apart WE. They came into this tournament. They did improve over the course of it, but their flaws easily recognized, and good drafts from TSM as well.
And just a nearly perfect game here in the end from them.
Yeah.
Snowballing that early game advantage. Beautiful to watch. And they really deserve this win.
A 22,000 gold lead by the end of those 26 minutes. Absolutely dominant game 3 performance here for TSM. And they are going to go and collect the Intel Extreme Masters trophy.
Sí. Las voy. Los voy ese. Ojo. Ya. No veo nada.